You actually came. I can't tell you how sweaty we are to see you. Believe me, you can't be as excited as we are. I am Chief Viscosity Officer Wymdoo of the Tywom. You think it's nice to meet me? That's a wonderful change from the usual disgust and contempt we receive when meeting new species. It's a funny story. You'll like it. It starts with these guys called the Scribe. They're the ones who shot us down. They're kind of our friends. That makes so much sense when you say it that way. We're actually trying to protect you from the Scribe. We began receiving your radio transmissions about 50 years ago. You're a fascinating species. And because we knew the Scribe would destroy you if they found you, we've been keeping you a secret from them. At least we were, until a few months ago. The Scribe had evidently received traces of your radio broadcasts themselves. They dropped some pretty terrifying hints that they were looking for you. We were on our way here to stall them, which we did, by getting shot down by them. Hence the distress call. That's a fair point. Still, what's a few favors between friends? Well, let me explain. The Scribe are looking for you in this area of space. They don't know exactly where you are, but they will find you. Not a lot of humans are going to survive that process. The good news is, we can help you. If you help us first. Most of our systems were squished when we dropped out of hyperspace. Our hyperwave radio was one of them, which is why we had to call for help the old-fashioned way. Also, half of our entire ship fell off. Now, we might actually be able to repair all that damage, but we will definitely need that other half of our spaceship back. We can? I don't want to bore you with all the little technical details. Simply put, we are really good at our jobs here. Thanks. It went down on a planet somewhere in your solar system. I'm not sure where precisely. All planets look the same when you're crying. Though if I had to guess, I'd say it was around one of your larger, bluer worlds. Also, we lost a couple of hyperdrive modules. We'll definitely need those if we want to not starve to death far from home. Those definitely went down somewhere in your inner solar system. I know this is a lot to ask. But finding all of this shouldn't be a problem for a ship with both its halves. You want to learn more about us? I have never been moister. What do you want to know, best friend? Spying makes it sound so creepy. I mean, it is creepy. It just doesn't have to sound that way. We prefer to call it potential friend oversight. The Scribe have sort of left us in charge of this part of their empire. though not in a way which gives us any actual authority. But that is how we found you, about 50 years ago. We thought about contacting you a lot. But experience has taught us that it's wise not to interfere with aliens before they're ready. Mostly, we just watched your television shows. You're a lot shorter in person. Did you know that? No, that was you. We just watched. Some humans went into the woods and came out walking funny, and they made all that up as an excuse. We never had anything to do with that. No matter how much we wanted to talk to you, and hug you, and hold you, and cuddle you, until you could travel the stars for yourselves, it was safest if we just left you alone. The Scribe have sort of, though not in a way, but that is we thought about mostly, you're a lot shorter in person, of course. They're the dominant species in this part of the galaxy, or at least the part of the galaxy we know about. When we first reached the stars, it was the Scribe that met us, and forcefully included us into their empire. We joined the Empire about 600 years ago. The Scribe have changed a lot since then. These days, they're really more into exterminating new species they encounter. No doubt! Which is why they will definitely kill you all first. Because we knew the Scribe would wipe you out if they found you, we've often kept a ship in the area to steer them away if they came by. Don't even bother checking out that yellow star, we'd say. Not a great plan, I realize, as I say it out loud. But it was never an issue. They actually don't care that much what happens in this neighborhood. Until just recently, anyways. Entirely unselfish reasons, you could be sure of that. Honestly, once we started watching your shows and writing fan fiction for your shows, and then taking that fan fiction a bit too far for your shows, we could hardly just sit back and do nothing. Yeah, we don't much like talking about them either. So, will you help? Great! Now we can fix our ship. It worked! We've repaired the hull damage and restored power to our propulsion systems. It will take another minute or so to get our defensive systems online. So please, don't murder us. Great! So, my new damp chum, why don't we head back to Earth? You can introduce us to your parents and leaders. We can tell them what we've told you. Or we could just hang out. Most definitely. But we have procedures to minimize the health-related risks of contact with alien species. Meeting aliens is not new to us, human. You won't. You might rue it, though. I've heard that people rue meetings with me.